This video is to help you learn how to do metric conversion using this ladder diagram. And so the first thing you need to understand about this diagram is what are your base units. Your base units are meter, gram, and liter. And so the abbreviations for those are M, G, or L. And so the other thing you need to know is what is the abbreviation for each of the prefixes. And so a kilogram is like a kg, or a kilometer is a km, and so that little letter goes with the base unit letter. We aren't going to do hecto or deca, so we're not going to worry about those. Or deci. Centi would be a C, so a cm for a centimeter. And then milli is a lowercase m. It's kind of confusing because there's a lowercase m for milli and for meter, but if you put those together, an mm is a millimeter, an ml is a milliliter. And I only used units that we will actually encounter this year, or ones that are really common in science. And so if we do this first one, 23.2 grams. And we want to know how many kilograms is that. How you use this chart is our unit that we're starting with here is G for grams. And we want to go to kilograms. And so we have to follow the arrows that go that way. And so it's the bottom. So we're going 1, 2, 3, dividing by 10 3 times, or moving to the left 3 times. So moving your decimal to the left. So there's a decimal here. So we're going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3. There's an invisible 0 in front of there. So your decimal goes right there. So your answer is 0.0232 kilograms. That's the first one. The next one, we're starting with liters, and we want to know how many milliliters that is. So we're starting in the middle with our base unit is liters, and we're going to milliliters, which is down 3 steps. So we're going to multiply, since we're going to the right, we're going to 1, 2, 3, or move your decimal 3 to the right. And so your decimal's here, and even though you don't see it, there's like an invisible 0 behind that number, right? It doesn't change the number, but if we go 1, 2, 3 to the right, it is 120 milliliters. The next one is 81 centimeters, and there's no decimal here, but any whole number that doesn't have a decimal, there's an invisible decimal behind it. And so we want to go from centimeters to meters. So centi is right here. We're going to go back up the ladder, 1, 2. And so we move our decimal 2 to the left. So we're going to move 1, 2, which is 0.81. At any time, you can pause the video, try to do the rest of them on your own, and then you can watch the video to see the answers. I'll just keep going. So now we have 901 millimeters. Again, there's an invisible decimal right there. And we always start with where we are and where we want to go. So we're at millimeters, which is down here, and we want to go to centimeters, which is just back 1. So we're going to move our decimal 1 to the left because we're on this bottom part. So we're dividing by 10, which is moving your decimal 1 to the left. So we'll move it 1 to the left, and it's 90.1 centimeters. The next one is 7.24 kilograms, which is up here, and we want to know how many grams does that equal. And so we go 1, 2, 3 to the right. So we're going 1, 2, 3, which there's another 0 there, so it's 7,240 grams. The next one is liters to milliliters. So liters is a base unit to milliliters. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3 to the right. So we're starting with this decimal, 1, 2, 3, to the right, which is 591. And the reason you're doing this is because when you multiply, when you're multiplying by 10, you just move your decimal 1 to the right, and that would be how you multiply by 10. The next one is 31 centimeters to meters, so centimeters is right here. Yeah, we're starting with centimeters, and we want to go back to our base unit, so we're going to go 1, 2 decimals to the left. Again, we put our decimal at the end of the whole number, so 1, 2 is 0.31 meters. Number 8 361 grams to kilograms, so we're at grams, and we want to go to kilograms, so we're going 1, 2, 3 to the left. So we put in our decimal, 1, 2, 3 to the left would be 0.361 kilograms. The number 9 is meters to millimeters, so meters is a base unit to millimeters, so we're going 1, 2, 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, which is 65. And then the decimal would be at the end if you wanted to put it, but you don't need it. And then number 10, we're going from kilograms to grams. Kilograms is here to grams, which is a base unit, so 1, 2, 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, there's an invisible 0 there, so it's 4,380 grams. And that is how you do metric conversion.